Hello my dear Steam Deck friends out there. Today we are going to take a look at a brand new game on Steam Deck, namely the time manipulation cracker, the Entropy Centre. Oh wait, that sounds kind wrong. We need to go back in time. Hello my dear Steam Deck friends out there. Today we are going to take a look at a brand new game on Steam Deck, namely the time manipulation cracker, the Entropy Centre. Have fun with this review.
This is going to work. Trust me.
When publisher PlayStack announced the first-person time manipulation puzzle game from the developer Stubby Games in June of this year, it generated a lot of interest among gamers. People viewed the visual and aesthetic approach to the classic Portal with both joy and appreciation. Can a game from a small developer really carry the heavy burden and create an acceptable spiritual successor to Portal? After all, Portal is one of the most popular and top-rated games of all time. Isn't it possible to lose? Let's now find out together if and how they manage it. Finally, two more notes. I shoot most of the game's footage in Full HD on ultra settings. Therefore it can be jerky in one or other situation, but in the native resolution of the Steam Deck it runs much better. But more about that later in the technical part. Furthermore, I'm only showing footage from the first third part of the game here, because I tested the game mostly on my couch. The game starts with a dream sequence in which the protagonist Aria walks towards the exploding Earth. Then she awakes from her dream with no memory why she isn't in this environment. He soon finds out that she is in a colossal space station, the Entropy Centre, near Earth. Two immediate problems face her. Earth has gone up in flames, and the Entropy Centre itself appears to be abandoned on the verge of collapse. Additional computer entries keep giving clues as to what may have happened. And soon enough, Aria finds Astra. With the help of Astra, a talking weapon that can move objects backward in time, Aria is able to restore the facility collapsed bridges, reassemble destroyed pathways, and solve complex puzzles to get to the core of the Entropy Centre in hopes of surviving this doomed space station and somehow finding a way home. The truth behind the impending collapse of the Entropy Centre and the demise of Earth is found at the heart of this facility. But will Aria accept the unfortunate truth that awaits her? At first glance, the Entropy Centre story fits on a beer mat and also doesn't feature many distinct characters. Scripted dialogues mostly take place between Aria and Astra. These dialogues, some of which are humorous and reminiscent of the legendary conversation between the Portal main character and GLaDOS. The old head with the lost memories is also a familiar gamers but works best here to keep us curious. The story picks up speed after a few hours and keeps you entertained. You just want to know what's happened next, and sometimes it's completely different than you would expect.
You see that?
See what?
I don't think we're alone.
My rear view camera is quite limited. I do, however, have a great view of your chin.
Seriously, someone's here.
The gameplay should of course be the heart of a puzzle game that wants to follow in Portal's big footsteps, and it is. The secret star of the game, the time manipulation cannon Astra, creates wonderful puzzles. They are mostly similar to those in Portal. For example, boxes have to be placed on certain fields to open doors or activate other things. However, in this game we don't use portals, but manipulate the time. So crates are turned back to their original place in time from a distance, or defective bridges are also repaired by time manipulation. At the beginning you really wreck your brain with many puzzles, because often you meet riddles where you think at the beginning, what? How? That's not possible! Impossible! But the frustration always fades relatively quickly when the solution is found. The Entropy Centre induces you gently to the game mechanics, and so you learn to think more and more backwards. And this way of thinking is essential for the game. Little by little, new game elements are added, such as jumping plates, acceleration fields, which makes the puzzles more and more complex. But as I said, you learn it step by step to master more difficult tasks. And that's just fun and really comes close to Portal in its best moments. The video should be spoiler free as possible, but in the following you can see a puzzle completely uncommented in order to better understand the game principle. You can see the origin of the Unreal Engine and the graphics. Many assets look familiar from the other games, such as the vegetation. But there's something you can't get over, especially when you consider that it's a young and small development studio. You can literally feel the heart and soul that was put into the game and the graphics. Everything looks great and the atmosphere of the space station is presented in the best possible way. And again, you will discover many small details that further raise the overall impression. In my opinion, the game can be considered as verified on the Steam Deck. It runs right from the start, no adjustments or other Proton versions are needed. As mentioned at the beginning, most of the shots were taken in Full HD in Ultra settings. With this resolution, most of the time you will be hovering around 20-30 frames. However, if there is a lot happening on the screen, the frame rate sometimes drops significantly, but I wouldn't call this unplayable for a puzzle game. But I am an old PC gamer, I am not quite as sensitive as some other people. I have experimented with different solutions and settings. I think the best compromise between visuals, performance and battery life is to set the settings to medium, set the resolution to 1152x720 and enable FSR. It also makes sense to limit the whole thing to 40 Hz and 40 frames. By the way, the frame limitation can be set directly in the game settings. The developer seems to have thought of Steam Deck owners. With these settings we are mostly at 14 watts of power consumption. This gives us just round about 3 hours of battery life. And also I recommended increasing the subtitle size in the settings, as the default settings is a bit too small on the deck. Can the Entropy Centre match Portal? That's the key question that's been in the air since the announcement of the Entropy Centre. And the answer is yes! The game is a wonderful homage to the Portal series. The humor is a little bit less scattered and not quite as delicious as in Portal. But it doesn't have to be, and maybe that wasn't the developer's intention. A completely over-the-top humor would also contradict the seriousness of the story. From my point of view, developer Stubby Games has done everything right. The puzzles are crisp and keep you guessing even after you have turned off the Steam Deck. The fun always increases when you find solutions. Depending on how you play or think, you will have a great time, about 10 to 15 hours of fun with the Entropy Centre. Technically, it's flawless and runs great on the Steam Deck, so it's a great invitation to tricky and cozy sessions on the couch or cozy in the bed. And maybe one or the other performance patch will come to make it even more rounded on our beloved deck. I didn't have the Entropy Centre on my radar until recently, and now I'm even happier to have played it. I can recommend the Entropy Centre to anyone who likes puzzle games and or adores the Portal games as much as I do. You won't regret the trip to the Entropy Centre. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for my bad English, but I think I'm getting better and better with every video. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, and also constructive comments are welcome. Also feel free to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss a video. And if you want to support me, take a look at the channel membership or check out Patreon. Link can be found below in the video description. I'm signing off on the deck. Goodbye.
Good morning, Aria Adams.
My name is Astra. I am a puzzle exercise assistant, or P for short.
Please find your timetable for today's puzzle exercises.
It is your directive to complete these puzzles.
Warning, a cataclysmic world-ending event is now active.